At 63, someone asked me a simple question at a family gathering. It wasn't philosophical, it wasn't deep. They asked, "What do you enjoy doing?" I smiled politely. I opened my mouth, and nothing came out. Not because I was shy, not because I didn't want to answer, but because I genuinely didn't know anymore. People laughed gently, assuming I was being modest. Someone changed the subject, but inside, something cracked. I had lived a full life, marriage, children, work, responsibilities. And yet, in that moment, I realized I couldn't name a single thing that felt like it belonged to me. That was the day I understood the truth I had avoided for decades. I hadn't just given things up along the way. I had slowly, quietly lost myself. And it started much earlier than that. It started when I married at 22. I wasn't reckless at 22. I wasn't chasing chaos or romance blindly. I was responsible. I wanted stability. I wanted to do things right. Where I grew up, life had a clear order: education, job, marriage, settle down. And I followed that order without resistance, believing that maturity meant compliance, believing that if something felt heavy, it was simply the weight of adulthood. Everyone approved of our match. She was kind, sensible, reliable, and I convinced myself that compatibility meant readiness. What I didn't understand back then was this: I had never learned who I was without expectations pressing on me. So when I entered marriage, I didn't bring a fully formed self into it. I brought someone unfinished and then slowly buried him under responsibility. People often talk about losing time or opportunities. What I lost first was my voice. Not all at once, quietly, respectfully. One swallowed thought at a time. When something bothered me, I told myself it wasn't worth mentioning. When I disagreed, I softened my words until they disappeared. When I felt restless, I blamed myself for being ungrateful. I became very good at being easy to live with. I mistook silence for maturity, compromise for virtue, endurance for love. Over time, I stopped asking myself questions altogether. What do I want? What do I feel? What matters to me? When you stop asking long enough, the answers leave. My identity slowly narrowed into functions: husband, provider, responsible man. People praised me for it. "You're steady. You're reliable. You don't complain." And I wore those compliments like armor. But inside, something was missing. Not happiness, not excitement. Presence. I was always responding, never choosing, solving problems, never imagining, maintaining life, never inhabiting it. I didn't feel miserable. That's the dangerous part. I felt neutral, flat, as if I was watching my life from a polite distance. That numbness didn't arrive suddenly. It arrived disguised as adulthood. Yes, there were things I let go of along the way. I used to paint in quiet moments. I had notebooks filled with unfinished thoughts. Friends I once laughed with until mornings came too soon. They didn't vanish because someone forbade them. They faded because I stopped defending them. But those weren't the loss. They were symptoms. The real loss was the part of me that believed my inner life deserved space. Years passed, decades really. I built a life that looked complete from the outside, and in many ways it was. But occasionally, late at night or during quiet mornings, I felt a strange grief, not for a person, not for an event, for a version of myself I couldn't fully remember, but somehow missed. By the time I recognized what had happened, I was already older, not just in age, but in flexibility, in courage. I had trained myself to be careful for so long that freedom felt irresponsible. That is the cruel irony. When you finally realize you've lost yourself, you're no longer sure how to find your way back. Let me be clear about one thing. I don't regret loving my wife. I don't regret marriage. I don't regret responsibility. What I regret is disappearing inside it. I regret confusing peace with silence. I regret believing that wanting more meant being selfish. I regret not protecting my inner life with the same seriousness I protected my duties. No one took my identity from me. I handed it over, slowly, politely, in exchange for approval and stability. If you're young and standing at the edge of a life decision, hear this quietly. Love should expand you, not erase you. Commitment should challenge you, not silence you. Build a life, yes, but don't abandon the person living inside it. Keep your voice. Keep your curiosity. Keep asking yourself who you are becoming, because one day someone may ask you a simple question. And I hope, sincerely, that your answer comes easily. If this story stayed with you, share your thoughts below. These reflections matter more than we admit. This is looking back quietly, stories from lives lived, lessons learned too late, so others don't have to. I kindly request you to support us by subscribing this channel and leaving your meaningful words in comments.